Mother 2? For the Super Famicom? Alright, I guess it's time for the review of Mother 2. Hey, how's it going everybody? It's the Kid Time 15 here once again. Okay, so to start off this video, I kinda didn't want to jump directly into the sappy bits just yet, so instead I thought I'd talk about this game's large array of characters. Each individual NPC has their own unique dialogue, most of it being very quirky and very random. It's like Shigesato Itoi wrote a whole video game about dad jokes. Except, well, his jokes were actually funny. Speaking of dads, the way this game portrays your father is nothing but occasional phone calls asking how you're doing and human ATM. Whoa, sweet!
Meanwhile, in our universe.
Fine. And I mean, most of the characters and places definitely fit a certain trope that as children we associate with different people in our lives. You have the two kids next door who you can't really stand but you play with anyways. Your sister who looks up to you so much and wants to help you in any way she possibly can because she cares about you so much. Okay, yeah, that one's a little unrealistic. The world is so creepy and dangerous and crazy. And my personal favorite is your mother. Your mother is such an important character, despite the fact she never leaves the house. She's this source of comfort, this person that as a kid, you can go to no matter what. Because she knows what's best and she will always be there for you, with your favorite food and a place to feel at home. Dang, I said I wouldn't get into the sappy stuff yet. Better double back with something a little more lighthearted, eh? The Earthbound series has a lot of really incredible music, and a lot of fantastic soundtracks. I'm sorry you had to see that. Let's go back to the real video now. Earthbound has a very interesting way of telling its story, often taking the focus away from Ness every now and then allowing you to view the story from a different perspective. One of my absolute favorite moments in this game is when Ness and Paula are trapped underground with no way out, even though they have psychic abilities that can literally burn and combust enemies! So, Paula uses her power to call for help instead, introducing us to Jeff.
My name is Jeff.
Our third member of the party. Jeff is the son of Dr. Andonuts, and is very intelligent for his age. He creates bottle rockets, guns, and literal bombs to fight with in battles since he was not born with psychic powers like the others in the group. Anyways, Jeff saves the day by flying a spaceship into the place where Ness and Paula are kept, and they get away. The game shifts again when the gang arrives in a town called Summers, who, yes, that's his real name, is a psychic power user who's also very skilled in hand-to-hand combat. He is probably the most powerful character in the game if you get the whole set of Armor of Kings for him, who joins the party soon after using teleportation. And the rest of the story moves forward just like any other game. They fight against Gigas and everything goes back to how it should be. In the end, the group splits up and goes off to do what they dreamed of doing. Who goes to become king, Jeff becomes an inventor who helps his dad, and Ness and Paula just go home. Honestly, I think the reason this game's story appeals to me so much is because it was never just about stopping Gigas. It was about the journey and the bond made between four kids, which really sent me back to when I was growing up, and it just made me feel this feeling of nostalgia. The time of childlike innocence is something truly special, and the way Shigesato portrayed it in this game was just incredible to me. Thank you. So, you know, I've talked a lot about Earthbound. It's a good game. It's a really good game, and everything that I've said so far made it seem almost perfect. Like it has no flaws. Is Earthbound a perfect game? What's this sound? Ah! Oh my lord, where do I even begin? The baddies in Earthbound are a combination of nightmare fuel and just plain wacky and weird. You got your cranky old men, you got your hippies, you got your gangsters on pogo stick, and crows that for some reason always have cookies with them. I don't condone animal cruelty. You spend hours in this game just grinding EXP from enemies like these and more, and while they are very cool, I think Earthbound's biggest flaw would just be the grinding against the enemies. Everything else is perfect to me, and unfortunately this is the only thing that I really hated about my first and only playthrough of this game. But at the same time, I kind of feel like this flaw isn't really such a big deal, especially compared to the rest of the game being super incredible. And I want to tell you one of my personal favorite moments throughout my playthrough of the game, and as sad as it might sound, it actually happens at the very end. Gigas is a very conflicted character. Now you're probably asking, but he's out to destroy the world, so what? Well, he's a lot more than just some Mewtwo knockoff. Gigas' story is one of tragedy. It's covered in mystery and controversy and sorrow, and his character is one of rage and suffering. At the end of Mother 1, Nintendo sends Gigas packing, but not without some harm done. He loses all control and now assumes the form of something Ness in the game cannot even comprehend. Well, then again, I'd never actually beat Mother 1, so I don't know exactly what happened to Gigas, but either way, it's like trying to fight an evil spirit of unimaginable power. I died once and came close to dying again, but I pulled through somehow. But all the while, through this fight, I remember seeing all the dialogue about this character and feeling so much sympathy for him. I like to think that at the end of the fight, when everyone is praying, they're not just praying for Ness and everyone to be safe and stay strong, but for the healing of Gigas' soul. Overall, in games, there are very few battles that truly have stuck with me like this one, and it really gave the whole game a satisfying conclusion. But I don't think I've really quite answered the question that this video inquires. What does Earthbound mean to me? Earthbound, at least to me, is a growing up story. From my point of view, completing this game and taking this incredible world through the eyes of Ness has really just sent me back to a time when things were more simple and the world seemed so huge. Something that blew my mind the most was in the late game, the voice tells you to put in your name, not Ness's name, but yours. It's kind of like a fourth wall break, but it kind of works. It surprises you, it makes you part of their adventure. You feel like one of Ness's friends that he met on his journey but knew all along. And so for a brief moment, I felt like a kid again, playing make-believe and saving the world like I did so often growing up. And once it's over and done, once the story is finished and the credits roll, I remember just feeling pure joy. It's rare for me to feel these kinds of emotions from a video game, since most of the time, I'm either raging at Smash or getting hyped for new Zelda games. So, I want to say just one thing before I close off this video. Earthbound to me is a masterpiece. It's one of the greatest games I've ever played, and I'd just like to thank Shikasato Itoy, the team behind making the game, my best friend Linkachu, and all the people who cheered me on until the very end while I completed this game. Thank you all so much for watching. I have been the Key at Time 15, and as always, Fuzzy Pickles. See you all later.